It's the Floor Project's free. You won't find a better deal, I guarantee it.
Welcome back. I found some of my favorite videos on dailymail.com and I cannot wait to share them with you. It's time now for Just the Pick. So we've all seen the movie Castaway, and a lot of us have wondered how we would do if we were ever stuck on a deserted island. I know that I would not do well, but this Spanish castaway who makes his living testing out uncharted territories is sharing one of his hacks in case he ever gets stuck on an island without a match. Watch what he's doing. It's pretty cool. He uses a bag full of seawater to make a fire by having the clear bag act as a magnifying glass against the sun. Now that is a hack I'll definitely be thinking about next time I'm stuck on an island. I guess as long as I have, well, a plastic bag. All right, now check out what we've got coming up.
On the next Daily Mail TV, Vacation Like a Star, Britney Spears' Malibu rental.
$6,000 a night.
Drake's Beverly Hills staycation villa.
$10,000 a night.
And Bieber's Hawaiian hideaway.
We'll slide from the 3rd floor into the infinity pool.
That's coming up.
DailyMail.com is where the world gets its news, so if you're addicted and you want more, make sure you check us out online, and also make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you next time.
You know that 1 in, 1 out closet rule? Well, I make my own rules. It's 10 in, 1 out.
At Gordman's, find a fab new something every day. Discover big deals and one-of-a-kind steals. Gordman's, bigger deals, smaller prices.
2 bulls were fighting. Bam, hit the truck.
I could feel the barbed wire was just digging into the paint.
Another ding, another scratch. It'll just be another chapter in the story.
Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado All-Star. See your Heart of America Chevy dealer today.
The lighting of your dreams was on that DIY show. Now what? Visit Endicott Lighting. Chances are your dream is in stock. If not, Endicott's lighting experts can create a complete lighting plan to match your desires. The service, the parts, and the experience. A whole house project or a hard-to-find bulb. Find it at Endicott Lighting, 511 Fort Riley Boulevard in Manhattan, or 24/7 at EndicottLighting.com.
I love sunny days, till they shine on the rug that never recovered from the incident.
Need a style refresh? Get it at Gordman's. Find what you need for your home, family, and life with no damage to your wallet. Gordman's, bigger deals, smaller prices.
Be sure to join me for the CBS Evening News.
Followed by Ralph and me on 13 News at 6. Coming up on Live at 5, we'll have the latest on the Heston pipeline fire that you can see burning for miles. President Trump is pushing back against criticism for border enforcement that's separating children from families. And experimental cancer treatments are helping one dad stick around for Father's Day and a lot longer. Get those stories and more starting right now. Good afternoon and welcome into Live at 5. I'm Erica Hall. I'm ready to get this weekend started, and I'm sure you are too. Let's send it out to Jeremy on the weather deck to find out how the weather front's looking for us the next couple days. Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, Erica. It is scorching hot out here and breezy again, a lot like what we had yesterday. And tomorrow it's going to feel just the same. And Sunday for Father's Day, it would be almost identical with heat index values right above the century marks. The hot weather continues. Let's check out what we have on the radar. Capitol Federal Live Storm Tracker, absolutely nothing. We'll be dry all weekend as well. So if you're taking Dad out to play golf this weekend, it will be dry. Just make sure you set that tee time early in the morning to try to beat the extreme heat. 102 the heat index now in Topeka. It's 103 in Manhattan. Clay Center has a heat index now of 105, and a heat advisory is in place for all of Northeast Kansas now, and it goes through tomorrow and expires on Sunday, Father's Day, at 7 p.m. So the hot weather continues. Everybody in orange is in the heat advisory going all the way through Sunday, including parts of Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, as well as all of Northeast Kansas. So the heat index tomorrow afternoon still ranging from 100 to 105. It will be dangerously hot on Sunday for Father's Day as well. So if you have outdoor chores to get done, or you're going to take Dad to play golf or whatever you may do, try to get it done early in the day and then spend some time in the afternoon in the air conditioning. Your 8-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. Authorities in Wyandotte County have identified the deputy killed during a shooting at the county courthouse this morning. Deputy Patrick Rower died at the hospital from his injuries. He was 35 years old and had 7 years of service. The other deputy, a female, was taken to KU Hospital and is reportedly in critical condition. Her name has not yet been released. Sources have told KCTV5 News that the suspect is Anthony Fielder. He was reportedly shot during the incident and taken to an area hospital. Police say that the deputies were transporting inmates to the courthouse when they were overcome in the parking lot of the gated transport office. Police believe the inmate used one of the deputies' guns to shoot them. Governor Jeff Collier said he is deeply saddened about the shootings. He said Kansas law enforcement officers put their lives on the lines each and every day to protect the public, and their selfless service deserves our highest honor. He and his wife Ruth will be praying for the victims and their families, as well as all law enforcement officers and first responders. The Shawnee County Department of Corrections transports most of the county's prisoners. Every day they take inmates to the courthouse and then back to the jail. Director Brian Cole says his officers constantly train for situations like what happened in Wyandotte County. They also have a strict policy during inmate transportation. The officer locks their weapon in a lockbox while the inmates are being loaded or unloaded from the van. He says they have to make sure they never let their guard down.
You have to be alert at all times. You can't underestimate your surroundings or ever get complacent, and you have to be safe each and every day.
Cole says he and his officers send their condolences to Wyandotte County. It is still unknown if a South Central Kansas man will be put to death for a murder he committed more than 10 years ago. Earlier today, the Kansas Supreme Court announced they will uphold 34-year-old Justin Thurber's convictions for the 2007 kidnapping and murder of Jody Sanderholm. Thurber was sentenced to death in 2009. However, the Supreme Court delayed ruling whether or not that would be upheld over claims that Thurber is developmentally disabled. The U.S. Supreme Court previously ruled it is unconstitutional to execute defendants with even a mild developmental disability. Justice Dan Biles said they are giving Thurber's sentence a second look because at the time of the trial, the district court was operating under outdated statutes and case laws. Sanderholm was 19 years old in January of 2007 when Thurber stalked, kidnapped, and killed her. Her body was found in a wildlife area near Arkansas City a few days later. During the trial, the state refuted his mental disability claims, pointing out that he had a high school diploma and a college degree. A fountain of flames could be seen for miles after a gas pipeline erupted outside of Heston this morning. A spokesperson with the Southern Star Central Gas Pipeline says the pipeline ruptured around 7:45 a.m. in northern central Harvey County. Crews immediately shut down the line but had to allow the natural gas inside to burn off. They said it's now contained. At one point, flames reached 75 to 100 feet in the air. The company officials say no one was hurt in the incident. The cause of the eruption is under investigation. A woman was arrested this morning after allegedly ramming her car into a Catholic school while wearing only a towel. The crash happened around 1:45 a.m. when the driver crashed into a support pole in front of St. Matthew Catholic School. Administrators with the school say the car missed the building by just inches. No one was hurt, but the woman was given a field sobriety test and arrested for driving under the influence. Witnesses tell 13 News the woman was wearing only a towel at the time of the crash. Wonder what she was up to. Fort Riley troops crossed Milford Lake today, but not by a boat. They built a floating bridge and drove across. Big Red 1 soldiers train for combat in any scenario, and today they tackled water. More than 600 troops came together from the 5 active duty installations, including the National Guard. The temporary bridge spanned 600 meters across Milford Lake. Tanks, Bradleys, and armored vehicles crossed the bridge. Lieutenant Colonel Solinger says the training helps build readiness.
Think about being in combat. The enemy gets a vote. The enemy could destroy a bridge, and we still have to get across it. It's also important that Big Red 1 soldiers know that their equipment can safely get across that bridge.
This training is a part of the Operation Gauntlet, which will continue into next week with a live fire exercise. President Trump is pushing back against criticism of his administration's decision to persecute anyone caught trying to cross the border illegally. That decision has forced border officials to separate children from parents. Mullenweg has new details from the White House.
President Trump is shifting blame for his administration's crackdown on illegal immigration that is separating children from their parents at the border.
No, I hate it. I hate the children being taken away. The Democrats have to change their law. That's their law.
The president's comments may have stalled an immigration bill that would have addressed the issue. House Republicans have pushed back a vote on a compromise plan that Speaker Paul Ryan called a good bill because the president threatened a veto.
We have a job to do, and we shouldn't cede our ability to pass laws and legislate to the executive.
President Trump laid out what he's looking for in a tweet Friday, saying any immigration bill must have full funding for the wall, end catch and release, visa lottery and chain, and go to merit-based immigration.
The Trump administration enacted a new zero-tolerance policy, prosecuting all adults who cross the southwest border illegally and forcing the separation of children from parents.
Thursday, Attorney General Jeff Sessions said he's simply enforcing the law and then quoted the Bible.
The Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government because God has ordained the government for his purposes.
Our values as people of faith and our values as citizens, we must stand up and say that these actions affecting families are wrong. They're wrong.
Anger over the policy has sparked protests in cities around the country.
Unlawful entry into the U.S. is a misdemeanor punishable by a fine and up to 6 months in jail. President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, is headed to jail while he awaits trial on multiple felony charges. We go to Ralph Hipp in the newsroom with details. Hey, Ralph.
Hi, Erica. And Paul Manafort had been under house arrest. He'd been indicted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller in the ongoing probe about Russia. Just last week, Mueller had filed additional charges against him for witness tampering, claiming he used encrypted messaging apps and an intermediary to contact 2 former business associates, asking them to falsely testify. On Friday, a federal judge had ruled Manafort had abused the trust of the court, and they ordered him to be placed into custody. Manafort has pleaded not guilty to all the charges against him, and sources are also telling CBS News he is banking on a presidential pardon if he's convicted. More than 1,000 firefighters are battling smoke and massive flames from the largest of about 20 fires burning in the western part of the country. 2 major wildfires continue burning in Colorado, ripping through dry brush with those severe drought conditions they have in Colorado. Despite all the efforts of the firefighters, officials say they have no idea when they'd get the larger fire called the 416 under control. People out of more than 2,000 homes have been evacuated so far since the fire began on the 1st of June. Well, it's wet. Far away, the first monsoon rains have hit camps housing hundreds of thousands of Rohingya refugees. This is in Bangladesh. Thousands of children are threatened by the storms, and at least 3 young children have been killed in those rainstorm deluges. Hundreds of makeshift shelters have been destroyed. Agencies are warning of a humanitarian catastrophe as the wet season there in Bangladesh gets underway. So, Erica, those are some of our videos this evening in the World Watch for this Friday. We have more of a look at our world on the CBS Evening News, and that's right after Live at 5.
Thank you for that, Ralph.
Okay.
Excellent work. A local university was rewarded for paving the way for the future. Plus, a dentist made a house call to the Topeka Zoo. Find out why. Later, how a father is pushing boundaries to survive the deadliest form of brain cancer.
It's Wheel Around the World. Last stop, Brazil.
I'm the host of Roda Roda.
I couldn't help but notice they had a female host.
The new 2 for $4 Mix and Match breakfast at Hardee's. Get any 2 of our breakfast favorites for just $4. You feeling Frisco and bacon, sausage and bacon, or bacon and bacon? Go hard at the Hardee's with the new 2 for $4 Mix and Match.
You wouldn't choose an electrician or plumber by throwing darts, so why leave your choice of doctor up to chance?
I'm Dr. Raymond Datillo, owner of Flint Hills Heart Vascular and Vein Clinic in Manhattan. We're dedicated to the treatment of vascular disease and amputation prevention. I'm board certified in endovascular medicine and lecture around the country teaching other physicians the latest techniques on treatment of vascular disease. If you suffer from vascular disease and have been told you may need a leg amputation, don't leave your choice of doctor to chance. Call us. No referral is needed.
to new lower prices and weekly sale prices too, like fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts for $1.69 a pound.
Established in 1979, these beautiful empty nesters feature a cozy facade with mid-century charm, plus handcrafted details and botanical art. With a detached son off to college and a basement lived-in daughter moving out, this newly subdivided household can now be relocated with the right agent and the right listing. Like this one-bed, two-bath beach house with warm colors and warmer tropical climates. RE/MAX agents are more recommended because they recommend what's right for you. That's the sign of a RE/MAX agent.
On Saturday, June 16th, Sack and Fox Casino presents Climax, featuring Cheryl Cooley, continuing the legacy of Climax with an infusion of 80s funk with a modern swag. Climax, a staple on the radio and in dance clubs worldwide. Don't miss Climax, featuring Cheryl Cooley, presented by Sack and Fox Casino, Saturday, June 16th at 8 p.m. It's a complimentary show in our Silver Fox showroom. And after the show, we'll hold drawings for up to $3,000 in cash and free play.
Boys and topples, glass slippers. Ain't nobody got time for that. Especially Snow White and her posse of disenchanted princesses. Learn what really happened ever after at TopekaCivicTheater.com.
Crispy chicken, juicy 100% white meat chicken breast. Hot sauce, barrel-aged. Sourdough, toasted. Hungry? You're about to be thirsty. Hardee's new hot chicken sandwich. Bring your hunger to Hardee's.
You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
A group of students from a local university were awarded for paving the way of the future. KU's Aerospace Engineering Department won first place in the Go Fly Personal Aircraft Design Competition. Over 600 schools entered a personal hovercraft vehicle, and KU's Mamba design won. While the hovercraft doesn't actually have the ability to leave the ground just yet, it's designed to reach speeds of up to 130 miles per hour and hover up to 5,000 feet in the air.
It turns out that the specification that we were answering is really a whole lot like a Star Wars pod racer. So in essence, we took a crack at a real engineering design in a Star Wars pod racer. What a blast!
All right, that guy's cool. KU's Aerospace Engineering Department received $20,000 as part of their first place win. That's awesome. A dentist made a house call to the Topeka Zoo this morning. Cora, the 60-year-old Asian elephant, had some dental work done after a tooth had been rubbing on the roof of her mouth for in her mouth for over the last couple weeks. The zoo gave her a light anesthetic that sedated her, but still allowed her to stand during the procedure. They broke off part of the tooth. The vets say this is a disease process, and the tooth should have fallen out on its own.
This is not a routine thing at all. We are just treating the condition. So this is not something that comes up all the time. It's not frequent. And we don't do routine dental cleaning in elephants. We do it on our other animals, like our great apes, our carnivores. Yeah, those we do.
Cora came to the Topeka Zoo in 2016 after coming from a private owner. She once co-starred even with Burt Reynolds in the Smokey and the Bandit 2. Little celebrity there. A new study shows obesity is more common in the country than the city. The CDC says obesity is significantly higher among adults in rural counties compared to urban. 34% of adults in rural counties deal with obesity, compared to just 29% in metropolitan areas. According to the study, the greatest differences in obesity prevalence between country and city folks were in the south and northeast regions. Well, we'll get another check on weather after the break. Jeremy Goodwin is next.
Hi, I'm Bob Goodall from Kansas Furniture Mart. Interest-free financing, we got it. No credit financing, we got it. Financing for everyone at the original Kansas Furniture Mart.
3, 2, 1, go.
Businesses are just like you and me. They want to set up something that is to them emblematic of freedom.
Somebody like Eric who made me feel comfortable, and I think he even thought of the questions I should have before I asked. That made a huge difference for me.
They're not a number to us. They are people and they're a family.
I want to try and figure out a way to get them exactly what they're talking about so that they can go out there and make their story happen.
Get the best prices and the best selection of GM certified pre-owned vehicles at Ed Bozarth Chevrolet.
Right now, save thousands on financing with a low 1.9% APR available on many of our most popular models. And all our certified pre-owned vehicles come with an extended factory warranty and 172-point inspection. So get the perfect car for those summer adventures. Find yours today at Ed Bozarth Chevrolet #1 Buick GMC.
Proudly serving Topeka for over 50 years.
Shop late, save big. This Saturday, Nebraska Furniture Mart is leaving the lights on so you can shop midnight savings. Preview the savings Friday till 9. What's on sale? Every single thing. Furniture, flooring, appliances, electronics, everything. And shop with 30-month financing store-wide. Plus, enter for a chance to play for $1 million. When a store this huge puts everything on sale, you need more time. Shop Friday till 9, Saturday till midnight at Nebraska Furniture Mart.
The Schendel name has been in Northeast Kansas for 70 years. The one thing that we really believe in is customer satisfaction.
We know what it takes to maintain a beautiful, healthy lawn. Schendel's Weed Zero program is a complete fertilization and weed control program. If weeds return at any time, Schendel returns free of charge.
Schendel's Smart Irrigation program covers all maintenance and repair costs on your irrigation system. We're the only company in our markets that do that.
Check us out at mycreativelawn.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Goodall. At Kansas Custom Cabinets, we have all wood cabinets for less. Easy financing available with up to 48 months interest-free. We'll save you money at 4547 South Topeka Boulevard.
The Riley County Fair, July 26th through the 30th. Visit RileyCountyFair.com.
This is your 13 weather forecast with Jeremy Goodwin.
Extremely hot today and the next few days, so we're going yellow car for the People's Insurance Group Road Risk Index, not because the storms or anything like that coming in. No rain chances, just encouraging you to check the back seat. Make sure you look before you lock. If you have kids and they get in the back seat, wherever you're going, make sure that you check on them. Do not leave them alone in the car. If you have to put your purse back there, your briefcase, or your shoe, or your wallet, or phone, or whatever you have to do, make sure you give yourself some extra way to make sure that you don't leave the kids in the back seat. It happens. So here's what we have. Maximum temperatures across the state today. 96 in Topeka, 100 Concordia, 101 in Hayes, Dodge City, 102 today. So scorching hot, and the heat rolls on through the weekend, all of Father's Day weekend, with a heat advisory for the entirety of Northeast Kansas. The dangerous heat, not just here, but also expanding the heat advisory into Missouri, Iowa, and the eastern parts of Nebraska as well. Weekend heat indices will look like this. By tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., already getting close to 90. So if you need to mow this weekend, any outdoor chores, certainly Saturday morning is going to be the best time to get that done. By the afternoon Saturday, the heat index of around 105 for many of us. Sunday morning, if you're a dad, mowing is, maybe you want to mow. You can do that if you want to. It's Father's Day. I'm not going to mow on Sunday. I'm probably going to do it early on Saturday, right about 8:01, so don't bother the neighbors too much. But that'll be me out there sweating at 8 o'clock in the morning, getting it done. But by the afternoon Sunday on Father's Day, I hope you're not working too hard and certainly taking a break in the air conditioning. Stay hydrated during the weekend. Light color, loose-fitting clothing can help you stay cool as well. Outdoor chores, get them done early Saturday. Like I'm going to do, and then take breaks in the shade and air conditioning, check on family, of course, lock the car doors as well. So make sure you don't leave the kids in the back of the car wherever you might be going, but also remember that they like to play in cardboard boxes or in Jeeps or whatever kind of car you have, so they'll want to get in this thing. I know my kids try to. Thankfully, they can't quite get the door open even when it's unlocked, but when they figure it out, I want to make sure that it's locked so they don't get in there, because it's just as dangerous if you forgot them in there. Some kids get in there to play, don't come out. That happens several times a year. So temperature inside can be as high as 140 to 160. But lock the car, lock your RV or camper as well. Any car, even if it's a junk car, it's been there for a long time. If the windows roll up, if the kids get in there, it's just as dangerous. So keep those things in mind as we go through this dangerously hot weather. 96 Topeka now. Heat indices are already above 100 almost everywhere. It feels like 103 in Manhattan. Tomorrow, just as hot, if not worse. 103 to 105 should be common. And on Father's Day, we're expecting to see the heat index values just raging. So if you're golfing with Dad on Sunday, try to get that tee time nice and early in the morning. A big change on the way next week, so we have several rain chances on the way. We'll be in the mid-70s tonight, close to 100 tomorrow. The heat rages on through the weekend, and your 8-day forecast finally using some rain symbols on here. Storm chances Tuesday through Thursday. Summer begins next week as well, officially, and we do have a chance of a rain several days and could see several inches of it that we badly need. Erica.
Yes, we do. The deadliest form of brain cancer is called glioblastoma. Most patients only survive about a year. Next on Live at 5, the inspiring story of one father who never gave up during his battle.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Herrera. I'm running for Fiesta Royalty for the Fiesta Mexicana 2018. My food sales are happening right now. Please come out and support us. Thank you.
Make the most of every single moment. Plan your Wichita getaway at visitwichita.com.
This is my Toyota Corolla. It has 17-inch alloy wheels, premium seats, and a gorgeous aerodynamic frame. People keep whistling at stoplights. Pretty sure it's a big car. Still, for style that demands attention, I give my Corolla 5 whistles.
Tested, trusted Toyota. Lease a new 2018 Corolla for $199 per month, including $1,500 lease bonus cash, or get $1,500 customer cash. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
WWE's Queen of the Ring goes undercover for the ultimate smackdown. New celebrity undercover boss, CBS tonight.
The greatest risk right now is that asteroid hurtling toward us.
Last summer's suspense thriller, Salvation, is back.
I know what to do. There's still hope.
And the world will finally know the truth.
Oh my God.
Salvation, season premiere CBS Monday, June 25th.
Why do I fight so hard for Kansas? That's easy.
Look at the owl we knit. This is Matilda. Bullseye.
17 years of marriage and 5 wonderful girls.
I want my girls to grow up in a Kansas that's safe from crime and terrorism, that doesn't tax its citizens to death, and that has a culture of life, faith, and family.
Daddy, let's go to the swing.
Great idea.
A consistent conservative standing strong for every Kansan. Chris Kobach for governor.
Find great gifts for Dad and big home improvement savings during Menards Father's Day sale. Get the job done right and tackle any project with Menards' wide selection of Works power tools. Works has a variety of tools to help fit your specific needs. Right now, choose between this compact drill and trimmer combo kit or this compact drill and impact driver combo kit. Your choice, just $99 each after rebate. Plus, Menards gift cards are perfect for Father's Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Better pizza doesn't start with luck. It starts with our ingredients. At Papa John's, that means slapping our hand-tossed dough just right, every time. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas for $7.77 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
Glioblastoma is the deadliest form of brain cancer. Most patients only survive about a year, but experimental treatments are helping some patients live longer. Kenneth Craig introduces us to one young father who's had promising results thanks to cutting-edge treatments.
Chris Amundsen cherishes every moment as a new dad with his 9-month-old daughter, Sarah.
She's a daddy's girl.
Oh, yeah. We first met Chris and his wife, Laura, 3 years ago when he was diagnosed with glioblastoma. Average survival is just 15 months for the aggressive brain cancer, a prognosis the couple refused to accept.
You just can't listen if somebody tells you that there's nothing you can do.
So Chris enrolled in a clinical trial at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City under Dr. John Bukvar. High doses of chemotherapy were delivered to his tumor in a new way, through the artery instead of the vein. The tumor disappeared until a few months ago when the 40-year-old had a seizure.
I knew what was happening.
Chris's tumor was back, and now he's in a new study using a similar approach, this time targeting genetic mutations in the tumor with a different drug.
Through a microcatheter that's basically sitting on the doorstep of his tumor. We're opening the door and spraying his tumor with high doses of this drug, cetuximab. And we're also providing radiation to this at the same time.
Only 5% of patients with glioblastoma live for 5 years, but Dr. Bukvar says those numbers are increasing.
My goal for someone like Chris, let's get you to 5 years, because 5 years from now, who knows what we're going to advance with.
After 2 treatments, Chris's tumor is shrinking again.
When you first saw these scans side by side.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is unbelievable.
This weekend, he's celebrating his first Father's Day.
He got the first hug. He gets the first wave.
And
I'm pretty sure she's saying, Dad, Dad.
And the chance to keep fighting.
Our goals are to live our life in a normal way because we know he's going to survive this.
Chris is scheduled to have a 3rd treatment as part of his new clinical trial in a couple of months. The temps keep on rising. Another check of your weekend weather is next. And a brewery in downtown Topeka is getting closer to opening.
The new Honda Accord is the 2018 North American Car of the Year. That means Accord is the best car in America. It's also Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com overall best buy, making it the best deal in America. And right now, lease the award-winning Honda Accord starting at just $249 a month or 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. So for big deals on the American-built Honda Accord, see your Northeast Kansas Honda dealer today.
So, do you know who the new Kansas governor is?
Collier. Collier?
Dr. Jeff Collier.
Governor Collier, sworn into office, former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Collier is now the governor of the state.
Kansas now has a new man in charge.
Governor Jeff Collier.
Collier like the town?
No, Collier, like call your wife, call your dad,
Call your doctor.
Call your governor.
Dr. Jeff Collier, your governor.
When it comes to buying a home, a lender can be so much more than just an interest rate. It can be with a name you trust and a professional who has spent a lifetime preparing for your needs. Right here, in your hometown. Capital Federal, then, now, always. For over 120 years.
Jefferson County Home Health and Hospice, serving our friends and neighbors since 1967.
You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
A man was arrested after mooning Lawrence police officers. Get those details at the WIBW.com and the WIBW News mobile app. Also online today, a missing Missouri 3-year-old was found in a cornfield with her loyal dog by her side. And on the Mom's Everyday page, why more teens are delaying getting their driver's licenses. You couldn't have had me wait for that, but you're up.
Yeah, we're going to be very hot the next few days. Not much of a change. Here's what we have out there now. The heat index is 102 in Topeka currently. Clay Center has 105, and tomorrow should be just as hot, if not worse. Heat advisory in place for all of us going all the way through Father's Day weekend. At least we have a change in the forecast for next week. We'll see chances of rain Tuesday through Friday. Some of the storms could be fairly heavy, and rain we barely need with not a significant severe weather threat in there.
Yeah, I gotta throw my plants away. They're just gone. Very few important pieces of equipment were added to the top of a downtown Topeka building today as construction of a new brewery continues. This morning, workers raised 6 new air conditioning units to the roof of Iron Rail Brewing located at 705 South Kansas Avenue. This spot was previously occupied by Poor Richards and Kansan Grill. The building has been completely gutted to make room for the new railroad-themed brewery and is expected to be open by late this year. Let us know about your good news. Call 272-NEWS. That's pretty cool. I'll go check that out.
Air conditioning units appropriate right now.
Yes, very. Well, that's all for us live at 5. The CBS Evening News is up next. We'll see you back here in a half hour for 13 News at 6.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports at WIBW.com or follow WIBW on Twitter, Facebook, and our mobile app. Thank you for making 13 News the most watched evening newscast.
Ask everyone you meet. Are you with WIBW signal loss?
On the CBS Evening News this Friday, the president's former campaign chairman sent to jail, accused of witness tampering. Also, the new numbers that show a dramatic increase in the number of children separated from their parents at the southern border. And an inmate fatally shoots a deputy and critically wounds another as they were driving him to court. But first, the headlines in 60 seconds.
The federal judge is sending Paul Manafort to jail over allegations of witness tampering. He is the first Trump campaign official jailed as part of the special counsel's investigation.
Almost 2,000 children separated from their families at the border over the last 6 weeks.
You're defending Kim Jong-un's human rights records. How can you do that?
You know why? Because I don't want to see a nuclear weapon destroy you and your family.
These wildfires are fast moving, and if the winds shift, this area could burn again.
A roller coaster derailed in Florida.
It passed a state inspection just hours before it derailed.
Kellogg's is recalling some cereal over salmonella fears.
It is always a great day when the baseball parks let you bring your pooches to a game, but it doesn't always go as planned.
The dog decided it was time to play.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor. We are going to begin here tonight with Paul Manafort, the president's one-time campaign chairman. A federal judge in Washington today took the extraordinary step of ordering Manafort to jail as he awaits trial. That is where he sits tonight after prosecutors accused him of tampering with witnesses in elaborate ways. The Manafort charges do not involve work for the Trump campaign or Russian interference, but Manafort is a potential key witness for the special counsel who is seeking his cooperation. More on this now from Paula Reed.
Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort arrived at federal court in Washington today to try to convince a judge not to lock him up. But the judge revoked his bail after federal prosecutors accused him of calling and texting witnesses ahead of his upcoming trial. Manafort and his Russian business partner, Konstantin Kilimnik, allegedly asked European contacts to testify that their lobbying work did not take place in the U.S. Judge Amy Berman Jackson told Manafort's attorney, "This is not middle school. I can't take his cell phone. I have no appetite for this." Manafort will now remain in jail until his trial concludes later this year. He currently faces dozens of charges, including financial fraud, money laundering, and false statements.
Mr. President, have you spoken with Paul Manafort, Mr. President?
Speaking with reporters earlier in the day, the president defended his former campaign chairman.
They went back 12 years to get things that he did 12 years ago?
Manafort served as campaign chairman for 5 months, including during the Republican convention. But Mr. Trump today downplayed Manafort's role in the campaign.
You know, Paul Manafort worked for me for a very short period of time. He worked for me, for 49 days or something? A very short period of time.
After Manafort was sent to jail, the president tweeted, "Wow, what a tough sentence for Paul Manafort. What about Comey and Crooked Hillary and all the others? Very unfair."
Of course, it was not a sentence. It was an order to revoke bail. But, Paul, you've been following this case so closely. What is the special counsel strategy now?
Well, Jeff, they are throwing everything they have at Paul Manafort to get him to cooperate. They filed dozens of charges. His co-defendant has flipped, and now he's sitting in jail. Sources previously told me Manafort was banking on a presidential pardon to keep him out of jail for the rest of his life. And today, the president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, told me there may be pardons coming after the Mueller probe wraps up, sending a clear signal to Mr. Manafort as he sits in that jail cell. Jeff?
All right, Paula Reed with the latest on Paul Manafort tonight. Paula, thank you. A sheriff's deputy is dead, another critically wounded after they were shot allegedly by an inmate they were taking to court. They were attacked today outside a courthouse in Kansas City. Tony DeCopel has the latest on this.
You can see what appears to be blood on the ground outside the Wyandotte County Courthouse, where police say a prisoner stepping out of this white van somehow got a gun and opened fire on 2 sheriff's deputies. John Garcia saw the aftermath.
I seen them carrying an officer away, shot in his maybe chest, and then I seen a second officer carried away, and he was shot maybe in his head.
The fallen officer was identified as Deputy Patrick Rohr, a 35-year-old with 7 years of service. He died at University of Kansas Medical Center, where the second female officer is in critical condition. According to police, shots rang out shortly after 11 a.m.